we will see the details of personal identity. Okay, so how to determine the identity of a person? Being a doctor, you will have to see for identity of a person in a living person as well as in a dead person. In a dead body also, you will need the identity. So, identification of a person. Please mute yourself. Who is making noise? Please, everyone mute yourself. Okay, so identification of a living person as well as identification of a dead body. We have seen, I think we have seen all these things. A medical man is concerned with mainly with the identity of a dead body in case of fire, explosion, or travel accidents where a large number of deaths have occurred at a time because of that accident. Then also in case of unknown body which has been found on the road, field, water, railway, anywhere, and decomposed and mutilated bodies where only skeletal remains are there and it is very difficult for identification. So while identifying any body, we'll see first in living. In living, while identifying any person, you will have to recognize his race, religion, sex, and age. So, while dealing with the race, we have seen it in the I'll just revise it in short. While dealing with the race, when the identification of the race will be important, when the there will be some accident of airplane, a plane might have been crashed, there might be some accident of a rail or train, and there can be accident of a ship where so many people of different countries, different areas are present and which have been killed in that accident. So you will need identification of the race. So clothes, there will be difference in Indian and Western clothings. Then complexion, that is color of the skin. Hair, color of the hair, length of the hair, appearance and arrangement of the hair, and as well as color of the eyes, color of the iris. Generally we are this eastern part of the world, means we people, we are generally having blackish eyes, and Europeans, Western people, they will have grayish eyes. Then lips, Negroes, lips of the Negroes are generally everted, thick and everted. Then religion, we have seen all these details. Religion, how to identify Hindu male. Hindu male is generally not circumcised, so their skin over that what we call it a prepuce, skin over the glans is intact. Then sacred thread or necklace of wooden beads, गळ्यामध्ये काही ना काही माळ असते. Sacred thread or necklace of wooden beads will be present in the around the neck, that is not present in other religion generally. And religious mark on the forehead, गोंदलेलं वगैरे असतं. Then Mohammedan males are generally circumcised. Then cons and callosities on the lateral aspect of knees and feet, they are because of their continuous that peculiar continuous sitting position for years together, which they achieve for their pray to the God, what we call it as namaz. So because of that particular namaz position for years together, there are callosities and thickening on the lateral side of knees and feet. Then Hindu female generally wear sari, vermilion on the forehead, tattoo. Then nose ring in the lateral along the nose, earrings. There are few holes, very few holes on the helix for earrings, and silver toe ornament generally on the toe next to the great toe. पायाच्या अंगठ्याच्या शेजारच्या बोटामध्ये married woman, she wears the silver toe, what we call it as जोडवी. They are present in Hindus generally, and tattoo marks are present in Hindus. And in Mohammedan females, they generally wear trouser. Yes, any problem? Please don't talk. Who is there? Please mute yourself. Then no tattoos are generally in case of Mohammedan females. They don't do tattooing on their body. Nose ring is generally in the septum of the nose. and there are several openings on the helix for earrings. Now, determining the sex in living. In living, we have seen all these things. Sex determination is easy in living, depending upon most certain evidences, highly probable and present. Most certain evidences are presence of ovaries or testes. If the ovaries or testes are present, you can easily identify the sex of the person. Then, highly probable evidences. Highly probable evidences like female breast. In case of female, breast development, hair distribution on the body, muscle development and subcutaneous fat distribution and presence of vagina. And in case of male, absent breast tissue, hair distribution and physical development, that masculine development and presence of penis. And presumptive means there will be some idea about the sex of the person just by outward appearance. Just by outward appearance means just by looking at the person you will have some idea whether this is male or female. Features and general contour of face, presence and distribution of hair on the face, and evidence of shaving. Then length of the hair and voice will also give you some idea about the sex of the person. Kanchan, please mute yourself. Kanchan Pawar, please mute yourself. So much noise is there. Please, Kanchan Pawar, are you there? Can you hear me? Kanchan Pawar. Kanchan Pawar, please mute yourself. So much noise is there. Okay, I hope all of you can hear me properly. Okay, we'll continue. So, presumptive signs, outward appearance of the person, general contour of the face and external features, length of the hair and voice. And in doubtful cases, even after looking for most certain highly probable and presumptive evidences, if still you are not sure about the sex of the person, you can go for thorough external and internal examination. Here you will actually have to perform the clinical examination. Gonadal biopsy may be required. Nuclear sexing and sex chromosomal study. Sex chromosomal study can also be done. Now, the identification of the person in case of dead. Identification of the identity. Hello, everyone can hear me? Please don't talk in between. Okay, person again very important, personal identity in case of dead. So if any dead body is found, how will you come to know the sex of that person who is dead? So highly probable and presumptive evidences, highly probable and presumptive evidences of sex are useful in case of highly decomposed body. Means the body has been so badly decomposed that it is very difficult to identify the sex. Are Okay, now I think you can hear me. Is it okay? Okay, I'm the only who is unmute now. Okay, fine. You can hear me? Okay, okay. Now please all of you mute yourself. I will continue. So, in that, when you will need some test for personal identity, when the body is highly decomposed, when the body is highly decomposed, बुरी तरह से सड़ गई है body, then external and internal sex organs have disappeared either by decomposition or by the attack of animals. Or exposure to the air, water, or burial in the ground will cause complete decomposition of the body. Because of exposure to air, water, so many bacteria and so many microorganisms will further decompose the body, or even the burial in the ground will cause decomposition of the body. So in these cases, where the external and internal sex organs have completely disappeared, here you will have to go for some test for personal identity. And if the body is mutilated, just we have seen, then only portion of the body is available, only fragments, only parts of the body, सिर्फ हाथ मिला है, सिर्फ पैर मिला है, like that. So या तो सर गायब है और बाकी पूरा trunk available है. So like this. So only the portion of the body is available when the head is missing, like that. Then deliberate attempt to destroy evidence of sex. ऐसा भी हो सकता है तो कि किसी ने उसका खून कर दिया, और खून करने के बाद उस बॉडी को इस प्रकार से, मतलब उसके कुछ parts they have been removed, or they have been deliberate attempts to destroy the evidence of the sex, ताकि किसी को पता न चले ये मेल था या फीमेल था. So this can be one more possibility, deliberate attempt to destroy the evidence of sex. So in that, when you will require the identification of the sex, when probable and presumptive evidences of sex, probable and presumptive evidences of sex will be useful in case of highly decomposed body, where the external and internal sex organs have completely disappeared either by attack of the animals, or prolonged exposure to air which has caused decomposition, and water exposure to the water, that means the person is dead by drowning और पानी में body है कई दिनों तक, it will also cause destruction of all the parts and important organs of the body, and as well as burial in the ground for long period. So nuclear sexing, there is one more method, that is nuclear sexing. When it will be required, nuclear sexing is generally done in case of mutilated bodies or fragmentary remains. मतलब पूरी तरह से बॉडी डिस्ट्रॉय हो चुकी है, डिकम्पोज हो चुकी है, ओनली स्केलेटल रिमेन्स आर देयर, एज वेल एज ओनली फ्रैगमेंटरी रिमेन्स आर देयर, ओनली कुछ पार्ट ही मिले बॉडी के, हाथ ही मिला या सिर्फ trunk ही मिला, head is missing, like that. In case of mutilated bodies, where the only fragmentary remains of the body are there. And this nuclear sexing depends upon the nuclear chromatin pattern. That is the nuclear chromatin pattern that varies between male and female. In that, I will tell you a few examples of nuclear sexing. One is bar body. It is asked as a 2-mark question. Bar body is asked very commonly. It is asked as a 2-mark question. So bar body is a minute condensation on nuclear membrane. So you will have to take the cells. You will have to take some specimen from that mutilated dead body. You will have to see for a few cells. In the cell, you will have to see for the nucleus, and on the nuclear membrane there will be minute condensations will be seen on the nuclear membrane. The cells showing presence of bar body are called as chromatin positive. So when you will examine such a dead body for presence of bar body, if the bar bodies are present, the cells showing the presence of bar bodies are called as chromatin positive. So females will have more than 40% of the cells have bar bodies. It is considered as a dead body of a female if more number of cells, or to be more precise, more than 40% of the cells, if they are showing the presence of bar bodies, that is the minute condensations on the nuclear membrane, that body is of a female. And if it is less than 10%, if very less number of cells are showing the presence of these chromatin granules or those minute condensations on the nuclear membrane, the body is of a male, that is called as chromatin negative. Now for bar bodies, which cells we generally collect? Which cells we collect for bar body? So bar body, we go for skin biopsy. I will not call it as biopsy now because it is a dead person, so it has to be autopsy. So a piece of the skin if available. Then buccal scrapings, you can take the scrapings of the buccal mucosa. Buccal, you can take the cells from buccal mucosa. Cells of smooth muscle if available. Cells of smooth muscle can also be taken, and cartilage. Cartilage, they are suitable for bar body examination. So bar body, just I told you, it is asked as a 2-mark question. So bar body are the minute condensation of nuclear membrane, and the cells showing the presence of bar body are called as chromatin positive. It is important for determination of the sex. The females will show maximum number or more number of bar bodies. Males will show less number of cells with bar bodies called as chromatin negative. And from which site these bar bodies are to be taken? Just I have told you: skin, buccal mucosa, uh, smooth muscles, and cartilages. Then, as a feminine trait, WBCs show WBCs, white blood corpuscles, show the thin stalked which are having the stalk pedicle. Thin stalked drumstick-like projections are present on the polymorph. They are called a Davidson's body. So when you will see for polymorph, what do you mean by polymorph? Neutrophils. Polymorph, they are also called as neutrophils. So neutrophilic nucleus of the neutrophil will show a thin stalked, having the stalk drumstick like projections on the nucleus of the polymorph or neutrophils. These stalked elevations or projections are called as Davidson's body. So Davidson body is also asked as a 2-mark question, either bar body or nuclear sexing. Nuclear sexing can be asked as a separate 2-mark question, or bar body can be asked as a 2-mark question, or Davidson body has also been asked on a few occasions as a 2-mark question. So Davidson's body are drumstick like projections on the neutrophilic nucleus, on the nucleus of the neutrophil, which is found in feminine type, means in case of female. In case of female, if it is a body of a female, on examination, it will show you on microscopic exam, it will show you the drumstick like projections on the neutrophilic nucleus. These elevations or projections are called as Davidson's body. Now, what is the medico-legal aspect? Why we go for personal identity? We have seen personal identity is required in living as well as dead. It is required in living as well as dead. So we will see what is its medico-legal importance. Why we go for personal identity? First, very important thing: determination of sex is important. Determination of sex is important in relation with inheritance. मॅरेज इनहेरिटन्स मीन्स वारसा हक्काने जे काही येणार आहे, वारसा हक्काने जे काही संपत्ती किंवा जे काही असेल आई वडिलांचं ते जे काही येणार आहे, सो इन रिलेशन टू इनहेरिटन्स. मॅरेज मध्ये पण सेक्स डिटर्मिनेशन इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. सो इन केस ऑफ सम डाउटफुल केसेस यू मे नीड a certification or examination of that particular person to determine the sex. Then in case of divorce, liability for military services. Liability for military services, you should know whether that person, whether it is male or female. And sexual offenses. Then participating in Olympic games, it can happen that a man, a male can participate in a female event, making the documents that he is a female only. One incident a few years back, the incident has happened when a male player had participated into female some running. It was some 200 or 400 running event was that, and later on it was some players or some countries had taken objection onto that. So legal and all that medical legal investigation was carried out, and it was proved that that player was not a girl, it was a boy. So all the action was taken against that. So participating in Olympic Games, etc. So many things are there where you will need the identification of the sex of the person, and identification whether it is in dead or in living. Accordingly, we will have to go for the investigation. So this is all about personal identity. It is generally asked as a 10-mark question. Question number 4, it is generally asked as a 10-mark question. So this is about personal identity. So any problem, any query, you can ask me right now also, or later on WhatsApp also. Post-mortem examination we have completed, medical legal autopsy or post-mortem examination we have completed. Now this is again very big and very important chapter, medical ethics and medical etiquettes. This is the topic that I will be taking at the last. This is the topic at the end of our syllabus. This is the topic I will take at the end of your term, maybe at the end of your second term. This is the topic that I will take last. This is a very big and important topic that is important for your practice, particularly for your practice during when you will become a doctor and will start your profession, either your clinic or hospital. You will have to follow all these rules and regulations for the doctor, for medical practitioner. Okay, now we'll go to again one very important chapter, medical legal aspect of age. Medical legal aspect of age. What is the importance of age? Here in the first topic, just we have finished right now. We have seen the medical legal importance of sex. Why the sex is important and how the testing is to be done to determine whether that person or that dead body is male or female. So identification of the sex or identification of the person is very important. Now equally important point medico legally is medico legal aspect of age. Why someone's age is very important legally. Now here police officer cannot decide. We have seen in the introductory part how the doctors will play important part in so many legal issues, in so many certifications and so many examinations. Why the doctors will play very important role. Now judge cannot decide the sex of the dead body or sex of the living person. Similarly, a judge or a lawyer or police officer cannot investigate or cannot decide the age of the person. Who will be required for that? A doctor. Doctor will be required to determine the sex as well as to determine the age of the person. So how will we determine the sex? We have seen just in the previous chapter. Now we will see the next topic, medico legal aspect of age. Why the age of the person is important, why one should know the exact age of the person, and what is its medico legal importance, and how it is to be decided, how you will come to know about the age of the person. Again, this medico legal aspect of age is asked as a 10-mark long question. Very commonly it is asked as a 10-mark question. So medico legal aspect of age, I have mentioned it is in point wise. There are 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 different causes or 10 different conditions where you will need the exact age of the person. So first is criminal responsibility, very important. Criminal responsibility, that is liability to punishment. While discussing the court, I will just go back. While discussing the courts in India, we have seen one type of code which is run only for the children below 16 years of age. What we call it as? Which court is that? Anyone? Juvenile court. So that is juvenile court which is run for the children below 16 years of age. So अगर कोई गुनाह किसी बच्चे ने किया है 16 साल की नीचे वाली उम्र के बच्चे ने, तो उसको हम रेगुलर कोर्ट में नहीं खड़ा करेंगे. वी विल मेक दैट बॉय और गर्ल टू स्टैंड इन फ्रंट ऑफ द जुवेनाइल कोर्ट. तो इसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? वो प्रूव करना पड़ेगा कि ये बच्चा 16 साल से कम है, उसकी उम्र 16 साल से कम है. तो ये कौन करेगा डिसाइड? A doctor only. So that boy or girl will be sent to the medical officer according to documents or other physical things that we'll see one by one. So according to his all these things, we will decide that this boy or girl is below 16 years of age, and this he or she should not be made to stand in front of the usual court, should be made to stand in front of juvenile court. So liability for punishment. A child, I have given a few examples. A child below 7 years of age is incapable of committing an offense. मतलब 7 साल के कम उम्र वाले 7 साल के कम उम्र वाले किसी बच्चे ने अगर कोई गुनाह किया है, किसी को मारा, किसी का सर फोड़ा या कुछ भी गुनाह किया, तो उसके खिलाफ हम कोई आ गए सब? 40, 41। वैशाली, वैष्णवी, वैष्णवी म्यूट योर सेल्फ। आ गए सब? ओके, शुड आई स्टार्ट? येतोय का माझा आवाज? माझा आवाज येतोय व्यवस्थित? अनडिस्टर्ब्ड? नाही येत? आता येतोय व्यवस्थित येतोय? एनी डिस्टर्बन्सेस? कट हो रही है आवाज? Okay, 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 okay. I will continue. A child below 7 years of age is incapable of committing an offense. मतलब 7 साल के नीचे का बच्चा कोई गुनाह नहीं कर सकता. क्यों? क्योंकि that boy or girl below 7 years of age is having absolutely innocence mind. उसे पता नहीं है ना उसका consequences क्या होने वाले हैं. What I have written in the bracket, guilt with a guilty mind. कोई भी गुनाह करेगा तो उसका माइंड वैसा होना चाहिए ना. A guilt can be committed only by a guilty mind, and a boy or girl below 7 years of age cannot commit an offense because he or she is having no guilty mind. वो तो एकदम इनोसेंस बच्चा है. सो 7 साल के नीचे वाला बच्चा कोई गुनाह करेगा नहीं, इसके लिए उसके ऊपर कोई केस बनेगा नहीं. देन अ चाइल्ड बिटवीन 7 and 12 years, चाइल्ड बिटवीन 7 and 12 years कैन कमिट द ऑफेंस. उसके हर एक के लिए अलग अलग आईपीसी दिया है, इंडियन पिनल कोड. यू जस्ट रीड इट. IPC 82. IPC 82 has given the important thing about the children below 7 years of age, that a child below 7 years of age is incapable of committing an offense. वो कोई गुनाह नहीं कर सकता. Then child above 7 years and below 12 years of age can commit the offense that has been mentioned in 83 IPC. A child below 18 years cannot give the valid consent to suffer any harm. मतलब वो कंसेंट नहीं दे सकता. Then a child below 18 years cannot give the valid consent to suffer any harm from an act or not known to cause death or grievous hurt. मतलब कोई भी बच्चा, समझो उसको कोई ऑपरेशन करना है, किसी बच्चे का 18 साल के नीचे की उम्र वाले बच्चे का ऑपरेशन करना है, तो कंसेंट फॉर्म जो है कि बाबा इस ऑपरेशन से कुछ जान जा सकती है, उसकी जान को धोखा हो सकता है, वो पूरी जिम्मेदारी मेरी है, ऐसा बच्चा लिख के दे सकता है क्या? No, because he is still minor. That boy or girl is still minor. So child below 18 years cannot give the valid consent according to 89 IPC. सिमिलरली किसी डेंजरस खेल में, या रेसलिंग रहेगा, कुश्ती या बॉक्सिंग वगैरह ऐसा कोई खेल रहेगा, उसमें भी अगर 18 साल से कम उम्र है बच्चे की, वो खेलने वाले बच्चे की, तो उसे जो भी चोट आने वाली है, उसके खेलते वक्त आ सकती है चोट, उसके लिए वो खुद होके कंसेंट नहीं दे सकता. तो उसकी कंसेंट कौन देगा राइटिंग में? उसके पेरेंट्स देंगे. Why? Because that person, that boy or girl, that child below the 18 years of age is not yet mature to give such a valid consent. According to law, he or she has to be or should have completed 18 years of his age. Then only that boy or girl can give the valid consent for any harm which he can get, can cause death or cause grievous hurt, या उसे बहुत ज़्यादा चोट लग सकती है, लाइक रेसलिंग या बॉक्सिंग में. सो इसके लिए भी यू विल हैव टू प्रूव द एज ऑफ दैट प्लेयर. Then second important, you got criminal responsibility. Child below 7 years of age, child between 7 and 12 years of age, child below 18 years of age cannot give the valid consent according to 89 IPC. Then judicial punishment. Next is judicial punishment that we have already seen. If the crime is done, if any boy or girl below 16 years of age has done any offense or has committed some crime, cannot be made to stand in front of usual courts. The specially designed courts are there called as juvenile courts, and if there उनके ऊपर जो भी आरोप किया गया है if it is proved, if that boy or girl is found to be guilty below 16 years of age, if that child is found to be guilty, they are not sent to the jail. They are not sent to the jail. They are sent to correctional schools, reformatory school or borstal school. Bal Sudhar Gruha. They are sent to the correctional schools or Bal Sudhar Gruha. Then it is again useful for trade or occupation under strict discipline. This is very important. उसको ठीक से वो follow करना ही पड़ेगा. And such a boy or girl cannot be sentenced to death or imprisonment. उन्हें हैंगिंग या जेल नहीं की जाएगी एक्सेप्ट सीरियस क्राइम लाइक मर्डर. अगर उसने खून ही किया रहेगा तो उसको जेल हो सकती है. नेक्स्ट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इज किडनैपिंग. किडनैपिंग के लिए भी अलग अलग आईपीसी दे हैव बीन गिवन. सो कैरिंग अवे, व्हाट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ द किडनैपिंग? किडनैपिंग इज कैरिंग अवे अ पर्सन फ्रॉम lawful guardianship by illegal means. So age of child, if it is less than 10 years, the IPC applied is 369. तो 369 के तहत वो जिसने भी उसे किडनैप किया है उसको जो भी पनिशमेंट होगी वो अलग होगी. Then according to 361 to 366, according to IPC 361 to IPC 366, if a boy less than 16 years or girl less than 16 years has been kidnapped, that IPC will be applied. And girl from foreign country, if she has been kidnapped and less than 21 years of age and for the sexual purpose, the IPC is 366B. So the IPC, the number of the IPC will change depending upon the age of the person who has been taken away. So if it is less than 10 years, IPC applied will be 369. If it is less than 16 years for boy and 18 years for girl, it will be 361 to 366 IPC. And for 366B IPC, it is applicable in case of kidnapping of a girl from foreign country who is less than 12 years of age and she has been kidnapped for some sexual purpose. Next is rape. Medical legal aspect of age. Fourth point is rape. In case of rape has been given in 375 IPC. So according to 375 IPC, the definition of rape is sexual intercourse by a man with a girl less than 15 years of age will be considered as rape even though she is the wife. She is his wife. तो अगर 15 साल से नीचे 15 साल से कम उम्र है जिसके साथ रेप किया गया है, even though she is a wife, it will be considered as offense. And even if she is his wife or any other girl, even with her consent, is offense of rape. तो उसके लिए भी you should know the exact age of that girl or victim who has been raped. Then marriage, all of you know marriage. Girl less than 18 years of age, boy less than 21 years of age cannot marry. So girl below 18 years of age and boy below 21 years of age cannot marry. तो ऐसा कोई 18 साल के नीचे की लड़की का या 21 साल से कम उम्र के लड़के का अगर कोई शादी कर रहा है, कहीं शादी हो रही है, तो अगर किसी ने पुलिस को इन्फॉर्म किया तो दे कैन टेक द एक्शन for violating the law, but for that they will have to prove that that girl is less than 18 years and boy is less than 21 years, which a doctor will do with examination and all. Then attainment of majority. When a person becomes 18 years of age, we call it as major. All the kids below 18 years of age are called as minor. So attainment of majority is achieved at 18 years of age, completed years, 18 completed years. Then 21 years completed when a guardian is appointed by the court. A guardian can be appointed by the court when he has completed 21 years of age. All the people below, or the boys or girls below this age, below of 18 years, are called as minors. The majors will have full civil rights and responsibilities. They can do valid will, they can sell properties and they can give consent. मतलब कुछ खेती बेचनी है, घर बेचना है, कोई प्रॉपर्टी बेचनी है या खरीदनी है, तो 18 years of age should be completed. And just we have seen while giving any consent, maybe for operation or for any dangerous sport, the 18 years of age should be completed. Otherwise that person, that boy or girl cannot give such consent or cannot sign such a legal document. So will can be made by a person who has completed 18 years of age and can sell or purchase the properties if 18 years of age have been completed. Then another important thing is employment. Regarding the employment, 18 years for any government service. For applying for any government service, 18 years of age should be completed, and 25 years for senior responsible post को, तो मैनेजर या ऐसे ऊपर बड़ी वाली पोस्ट रहेगी कोई क्लास 1 क्लास 2 ऑफिसर, तो उसके लिए एटलीस्ट 25 years of age should be completed. So for that you will have to produce the documents of your age. And retirement is by 58. Of course in some departments it is 50 years, it is in some departments it is 60 years, but on an average it is 58 to 60 years for all the government services. The age of retirement is 58. Then one more small topic is the Factories Act. In the medical legal aspect of age only, same in the employment only. Factories Act, there are classes of the work. There is nothing special in that, but just it has been separately given. Factories Act 1984. What details have been given in Factories Act 1984 are the classes of the workers have been done. So the people, the workers who have completed 18 years of their life or 18 years of their age are called as adults. The children below 18 years of age but above 15 years of age are called as adolescents, and children less than 15 years are called as children. They are called as children. So accordingly these groups have been done of the workers. And if the worker is less than 14 years, if the worker is less than 14 years, no employment can be given in the factory, mine or hazardous occupation. मतलब जहाँ जान को खतरा हो सकता है ऐसी जगह पे किसी बच्चे को जिसकी उम्र 14 साल से कम है, the boy or girl who is less than 14 years of age cannot be employed in any factory, mine or hazardous occupation where there can be endanger to the life. अगर ऐसा कोई फैक्ट्री में या किसी वर्क प्लेस में बच्चा 14 साल से कम उम्र का बच्चा अगर काम कर रहा है, सो इट कैन बी अ क्राइम, और किसी ने पुलिस में इन्फॉर्म किया, सो दैट पर्सन कैन बी punished for that. What we call it as बाल कामगार विरोधी कायदा. बाल कामगार विरोधी कायदा, there is one act for that which prevents the child labor. So no person below 14 years of age can be employed at any place or particularly at the dangerous place. And adolescents, adolescent 15 to 18 जिसके 14 complete है, 15 to 18 years of age के जो adolescent group है, they can work with the fitness certificate by civil surgeon or by certified surgeon. If they get the fitness certificate from doctor, they can work under certain conditions. So adolescents can work with the fitness certificate. Another important thing is infanticide, where the age will be required, where the, now infanticide, I think I have used this term on a few occasions. Infanticide means killing a newborn baby, killing a newborn baby. So a newborn baby has been killed, so here you will have to prove that that baby was alive. Baby was alive at the time of birth. So immature infant cannot live separately after birth. Immature infant cannot live separately after the birth. So infanticide can be charged only after 210 days of intrauterine life. मतलब ऐसा हो सकता है कि डिलीवरी हो गई, बच्चे की उम्र 210 दिन मतलब कितने हुए, it's around 7 months. 7 months. If the intrauterine life is less than 7 months, if the intrauterine life is less than 7 months, मतलब 7वां महीना पूरा होने के पहले अगर डिलीवरी हो जाती है and that baby is not able to live separately from mother, it is ultimately going to die. So in these cases infanticide charge cannot be done, and a baby can live separate from the mother only after completing the 210 days, that is 7 months of pregnancy. Here and if such a baby is found to be dead, you can go for that the charge of infanticide. You will have to prove that baby was born alive, and what are the test for that, that we'll see in the separate chapter of infanticide. So here also you will have to decide the age of intrauterine life. So for how much days, weeks or months the baby was present in the intrauterine life, then only the charge of infanticide can be put forward. Then impotency and sterility. Again, this is particularly in case of rape cases. In case of rape cases, impotency and sterility. Now you know what is puberty. By the age of puberty, uh, the male starts producing the semen, sperms and all, and female she starts ovulating. So that age is important for puberty. And menopause, there is menopause in females. There is no any termination of the productivity period or reproduction period in males. They can be fertile, they can be potent, maybe up to age of 80, 85, 90. There is no any upper age limit for the male for their fertility. But in case of females, she will become fertile only after the age of puberty, and she will remain fertile only up to menopause, when she will stop menstruating, when her menses will stop. That is generally around 45 to 55 years of age. In some it may be around 45, in some it may be around 50 years of age. So by the time her menses disappear, that is called as menopause, and she will become impotent. But sorry, she will become sterile but not impotent. Then competency as witness. Who can stand as a witness in the court? There is no any age limit has been laid down in the court. कोर्ट में विटनेस के तौर पे खड़ा होने के लिए कोई भी एज लिमिट नहीं है. एनी पर्सन कैन स्टैंड इन द कोर्ट इरिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ द एज. दो ओनली एक 2 साल का, 3 साल का, 4 साल का बच्चा भी कोर्ट में एज ए विटनेस खड़ा हो सकता है, प्रोवाइडेड दैट ही शुड बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड द क्वेश्चन. उसे क्वेश्चन समझ में आता है, उसे क्वेश्चन का मतलब समझ में आ रहा है, और वो क्या बोल रहा है वो अगर उसको पूरी तरह से पता है, दैट पर्सन कैन स्टैंड एज अ witness in the court. So there is no any age limit laid down for competency as witness for any person. Even a small kid can also stand as a witness for any particular case if he understands the meaning of the question. Okay, so this is about the medico legal importance of age. This is very important. Medico legal aspect of age. First is criminal responsibility. Who can perform the crime? What punishment should be there below 12 years? Which code should be there below 16 years? And judicial punishment, where juvenile courts. Then kidnapping, there will be different IPC sections for different age kidnapping. Then rape, if the girl is less than 15 years, even though she is wife of that person, it will be considered as a rape, even if it has been done with her consent. Then marriage, girl below 18 and boy below 21 cannot marry. Attainment of majority, majority is attained only if that person has become 18 years of age. Then only he will get the full civil rights and responsibilities and will be able to sign the valid will, sell the property, purchase the property, or any consent he can give. I will give one thing I can tell you as an example. I don't know whether you remember or not, when there was World Cup in England, cricket World Cup was there in the England. Parthiv Patel was the player who was there as a actually he didn't play a single match in that World Cup in that particular World Cup. I think it was 2003 or 7, 3 I think it was 2003 or something, when he was there with the Indian cricket team as an extra wicket keeper. Actually उसने एक भी मैच नहीं खेला, but at that time he had not played a single match. He had not played a single match, and he had not completed 18 years of his age. I just tell you one incident how the age is importance. So he had not completed. You know the name Parthiv Patel he was the Indian wicketkeeper of Indian cricket team. He was taken as an extra player to the England. तो उसके 18 इयर्स पूरे नहीं हुए थे, तो उसके जो भी कंसेंट थे, विकेट कीपर को स्टंप के पीछे खड़े रहते, बॉल सर पे लग सकती है, आँख पे लग सकती है, नाक पे लग सकती है, तो उसके लिए जो भी कंसेंट है वो कंसेंट उसके मम्मी पापा ने साइन किया था. और उसके बाद वो गया था वहाँ वर्ल्ड कप खेलने के लिए. हालांकि वो एक भी मैच नहीं खेला, बट उसका जो रेम्यूनरेशन था, आई थिंक इट वाज 77 लाख रुपीज़. ही गॉट 77 लाख रुपीज़ विदाउट प्लेइंग अ सिंगल मैच. आई रिमेंबर वो 77 लाख रुपीज़ का जो चेक था, दैट चेक वाज आल्सो रिसीव्ड बाय हिज पेरेंट्स बिकॉज ही हैड नॉट कंप्लीटेड 18 years of his age at that time. So like this, the age is very important. So medical legal aspect of age you will have to write in detail like this. It is asked as a 10-mark question. What is the medical legal aspect of age? How it is to be decided, that we'll see later on. By the teeth, by the development of the teeth, by the development of the bone, by diaphysis, metaphysis, epiphysis, and so many things are there. In case of infant or children, closure of the fontanelles. Closure of the fontanelles will give you idea. Then fusion of epiphysis, metaphysis, diaphysis, and all. development of the teeth, then presence of adenoids, adenoids or thymus gland, when it disappears or when it starts atrophying by the puberty, it starts disappearing. So many things are there which will give you good idea about the age of the person. That is again a big topic. So this is about medical legal aspect of age. I think we should stop here today. uh, इज इट क्लियर? एम आई टू फास्ट? बहुत फास्ट हूं मैं? समझ में आ रहा है सबको? समझ में आ रहा है बच्चों? हे हा कोण आहे? कुणाल झोपला काय? कुणाल काय झोपून लेक्चर अटेंड करतो काय बनियनवर? गेला? बनियन घालून बसला काय तू? मला वाटलं बनियन घालून बसला काय लेक्चरला. ओके.